Nobody wants to think about having a heart attack. Even when chest pain, shortness of breath, or an irregular heart rhythm show up, we still don't want to think about it. And we often go into fear and anxiety. Lately, there seems to be an increase in sudden and unexpected heart attacks without the aforementioned warning signs. I've personally lost several friends due to unexpected and sudden heart attacks, and basically healthy people. And I have a lot of friends who are seeing the same thing. The good news is that there's a simple test you can do at home using your iPhone and an off-the-shelf heart rate monitor to check your heart health. Then that gives you the opportunity to go see a doctor and get yourself checked out. According to Cleveland Clinic, heart problems after COVID do happen, even in people who have had mild cases. After you recover, you might be at higher risk of heart attack or heart failure. Even if you've never had heart issues before, you can have heart problems after COVID. But if you have a cardiovascular disease, you face greater risk of heart problems after COVID. And heart disease risk factors such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity also put you at much higher risk, even after the virus has left your body. This AI summary suggests that heightened risk may last up to 3 years following your initial infection. Maybe longer, maybe shorter, but that's an important thing to remember. This could explain the anecdotal increase in heart attacks that I and my friends have been seeing. The good news is that you can measure your heart health on your iPhone with an off-the-shelf heart rate monitor that you bought on Amazon. So what exactly are we measuring? Well, it's something called heart rate variability, or HRV. HRV has been studied for more than 40 years, and there's thousands of papers on the National Institute of Health database studying the implications of high and low heart rate variability. So what exactly is it? Well, we're going to show you. Picture an EKG, where you have the obvious spike with the heartbeat. Now, contrary to intuition, a heart that beats regularly like a metronome, that's a sign of disease and is represented by low heart rate variability. Likewise, a variation of time between heartbeats is what you see for a healthy person, and that represents a high heart rate variability. So what causes the variation, and why is high heart rate variability good? Well, our nervous system has two branches, the sympathetic branch, also known as fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, or rest and digest branch. The sympathetic branch speeds the heart up, and the parasympathetic branch slows the heart down. These two branches work together as you move through your day and respond to both physical and emotional changes. High variability shows a resilient nervous system that responds and recovers from whatever life brings you. A low HRV is the result of a poorly functioning nervous system, so you definitely want a high HRV. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of research papers showing that low HRV is associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular events and mortality. Now, this AI overview is a really good summary of HRV, though I'll argue that it doesn't necessarily decrease with age if you live a healthy and active lifestyle. I'm a good example. I have the HRV of a healthy 30-year-old. So let's get down to exactly how you can measure your heart rate variability and thus your heart health. Once again, just using your iPhone and an off-the-shelf heart rate monitor. First, you'll need two things: our app and an EKG accurate heart rate monitor. This means Apple Watch, Fitbit, or Oura Ring won't work. They're lovely products, however, they use optical sensors to measure heart rate, and they're not single lead EKG accurate. You can use almost any Bluetooth athletic heart rate monitor chest strap, Or now we're going to be supporting a handheld AliveCore Cardiomobile 6L. Now I do want to give a disclaimer. This application is for entertainment purposes only, and I am not a doctor, and I do not offer medical advice. Do what you will with the information that you gather from this application and from this video. I've made a few screen recordings to show you exactly how to do your measurements and how to see whether you have a healthy heart or whether you need to go get checked out. So here we go. Let's take a look. Hi everybody. I'm going to do a quick demo on how you can measure your heart health. Super easy. So we have two apps. One is the White Birdie there, which is Daily Beat HRV, and that gives really nice little pretty graphs for you to see where you are. And then we have Sweet Beat HRV, which is the Blue Birdie, and that one has the technical numbers that I want to introduce to you. So we're going to use that one today. So I'm just going to open up the app. And then at the bottom there, I'm going to go to the general gear so I can pair the heart rate monitor. So I'm wearing a Polar H9, so I'm going to select heart rate monitors. I'm going to go Bluetooth Smart, and I'm going to select the Polar H9. It was already selected, but just so you can see. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the monitor screen, and then I'm just going to hit Start. And I'm going to do a 3-minute checkup, and it'll automatically count down a 3-minute session. And so in the beginning, it will collect data, and it requires a little bit of data before you start seeing any HRV results. So I'm just going to sit back, breathe normally, relax, and I'll come back to you at the end of the 3-minute reading. Okay, we're back. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second left in this 3-minute session. Okay, and we're not going to discuss this because we're going straight for the heart health part. But I am going to save this session, so I'm going to select Save. And we've got a lot of canned tags that you can use. I'm just going to call it, I'm doing it for the video. Okay, so that just saved that session. You can also share the information using the mail tag there at the bottom. But I'm just going to scroll to the screen. And this is the session summary. So in the top left, we have LF. And what that is, low frequency. And really what it is your sympathetic nervous system or fight or flight response. The next one is HF or high frequency. And that is your parasympathetic or rest and digest response. Below that is RMSSD. And that is a statistical analysis of your heart rhythm. It stands for the root mean square of successive differences. Those of you who took statistics might be familiar with that. And next to that, the HRV number, well, that is a scaled version of the RMSSD. We scale it so it's a value between 0 and 100 because it makes more sense to people. So I have a pretty good reading here. However, not everyone's going to look like this. I'm very relaxed. I got a good night's sleep. But what we're looking for is this. If you have LF and HF numbers below 100, and if your RMSSD number is below, say, 15, then I'm really going to recommend that you do a reading every day for a week and see if that's just an off day where you had a poor night's sleep, or if you're consistently in those number ranges. If you're consistently in those number ranges, I'm going to highly recommend that you go get a stress test and see your doctor. Okay? Well, that's it for now. So you can see it's quite simple to check your heart health. I do recommend doing your readings at the same time every day because HRV does have a circadian rhythm. Also, do it in the same position, meaning either you're sitting up or lying down, because that can make a difference. Also, for the first week, I recommend doing it every day for the first week, just so you can get a baseline and figure out where you are. Then do it maybe once a month or twice a month. You can put a reminder in your phone so that you remember to do it. If you do see a sudden drop in your heart rate variability values, then I recommend going back to doing it every day again for a week, because it could have been just a bad day where you had a poor night's sleep or stayed up late or drank too much alcohol, which does affect your heart rate variability reading. So here's some examples side by side of a worrisome HRV and a healthy HRV. One is using our Sweet Beat HRV app, and the other is our Daily Beat HRV app. Both have the same clinical grade algorithm, though Daily Beat HRV shows you where you are compared to others your age and gender, and in a graphical, easy-to-see display. Daily Beat also has a summary scatter chart, so it's easy to see a big change. Now, while there's so much important information embedded in your heart rhythm, what we've done here is get straight to the point of how you can measure your heart health. So please go to www.sweetwaterhrv.com to learn more and choose a heart rate monitor that suits your need. And please check your heart health. We've all been exposed to COVID. Beat healthy.